Hey, it's been a while since I've done a treadwall video, and I wanted to show some of the tweaks and modifications and just a little how we've used it so far to be effective. So first off, we decided that we would mark the start holds of all of our problems using this V-tape. And along with that, we decided it'd be best if all of the problems started essentially in the same spot. So you can see we got green starting right here, blue, red, pink, orange, and black. They're all starting in the same spot. That makes it easy for us to stack boulder problems on top of each other and transition easily between different boulder problems that we have to make a longer route. You might have noticed from one of my earlier videos, we were using some extra bouldering pads and other things to protect the sidewalls. We have since bought some just foam pads here. I got off Amazon. You see, they just kind of wrap around all of the difficult spots here. I just zip tied them on here. There was a little bit excess, and I just kind of like pushed it up here through the top. Just in case we ever want to raise our treadwall higher, I will have room for these longer arms here. I'll show you what it looks like on the other side as well. Again, just did some zip ties here, rotated around so you can still easily access the crank. But everything here, you're coming in from this side, makes it nice and softer to hit in case you are come flying off in that zone. One of the first things we noticed is when we're working problems, sometimes it's hard to know exactly where the stop is at the bottom. So I think I've shown before that when you're pushed in here, it actually stops the movement. So what we did is we found the exact spot where the panel needs to be pushed in to engage the auto stop, and added just some yellow tape on the side here to say, hey, any panels, when they're in this spot right here, that's where you need to be to get the stop to happen. If you have it here, and it gets a little bit out of that zone, as you push in, it's not really going to engage and your foot's just going to go right underneath. So it's good to see that, okay, it's not even worth me putting my foot on this thing, it's already too low. But maybe right here, this one is in the right spot to engage that auto stop. So this tape has been really helpful, and we just did that on both sides here to make it really easy to see. It's really helpful also when starting problems. That's often how we kind of line things up. Another thing that we've noticed is over time that auto stop mechanism will get a little bit looser and looser. And right here, these are the two screws that determine the sensitivity of the auto stop. So simple method, I added some tape here so I can see if over time this bolt and nut starts drifting up, pushing that tape forward. I can see the tape being all scrunched up, and I know, hey, it's time to start, readjusting that. And it's just my own personal way of making sure that, if it has drifted, it's not just us having bad footwork, it's the machine's operating a little bit differently. Another thing that we've added was I actually added an on-off switch here. It's a little bit hard to see with the lighting. This doesn't take I'm not going to tell you actually how I did it, but if you understand electronics, this isn't a difficult thing to implement. When it's in the on position, it allows the treadwall to function as normal. Notice stopping when my feet are at the bottom. It works like normal. But if I want to switch it to off, Now it doesn't matter where my feet are. I can work a more complicated sequence if I want to. And it's not going to keep sliding. Has been really helpful when we're setting to be able to just work on a particular section of the wall here while we're setting the routes without worrying about spinning it all the way back around. It's also helpful if you are working a route to just kind of hone in on those moves. My son has also used it to practice clipping. He would climb and tell me when he's ready to clip, and I would hit stop on the switch, hold the draw up, and he would clip. And then when he was ready to go again, I'd hit go, and he would continue on, and we would do that, so he'd be able to practice clipping on while under tension. Also, sometimes when you fall, it's kind of hard to get started exactly where you left off. Maybe the feet have already gone underneath, like I showed you earlier. That can happen. And you just want to start there anyway, because that's where the move is you need to work without trying to pull the treadwell back up. The treadwell doesn't go opposite direction very well. These brushes at the top kind of prevent it from going well in that direction. So being able to turn it off, get it completely locked, make the move, and then have someone turn it back on or yourself turn it back on has been really helpful.